So in the business of science again, talking about promotion and demotion, because that's the next important stuff. You know, there are going to be different phases or different stages of the science business. Like you're going to have more senior scientists and more junior scientists and stuff like that. So we're going to have names. We're going to have to actually name those people or stuff like that. So lead these scientists or stuff. And that's the thing about um starting a career or business or such like that. Everything start from zero. Cause look at it now. You know, I'm in this phase now where technology revolution, the big tech companies like Google. I'm recording on a podcast, which is made. So that's a tech company that made it. And a tech company bought it as well. Hello, welcome to the Reframing Mindset podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode. Okay, welcome back to Reframing Mindset Podcast. My name is Constant Brooks. This episode, we're at the, guess this would be, let's do a check. Let's see. Yeah, so this is week 30. Yes, this is week 30 of the 95 experience. And basically, around 8 months into the work, to this new work. Yeah. What I realized with this work, now I think this is at the turning point where you become an like an OG or you this week I'm getting ingrained into the company where it's like it's one of those stuff where I feel like it's not where I'm ingrained, where I'm part of the company now, where people are in socializing and stuff like that to the point where it's kind of getting distracting to my work in a certain sense. I'm trying out here trying to get better so I could actually achieve this goal to get these bonuses. But the more the longer that I'm there, I'm getting ingrained in it, and then I'm becoming more a part of the company where it be like, okay, yes, then they know me and just expect certain stuff and stuff like that. So it's like it's a double edged sword. Yeah. And the next thing is about the 30 week is where that the roles are being reversed again, are in the sense not for me, but what happens is that new trainees are actually are actually coming in now in this 30 week. And if you realize what that means is that I was once went through the interview process and was a trainee and such like that, and you had the experience up until now there. So it's like, I see someone that I knew from high school that is starting the training process and be like, bro, life is a circle, life is a circle. You never know. You're doing this stuff and you gain this knowledge. You never know who you meet up on will be like, yes, they actually need this knowledge, and it will help them a lot and stuff. What else also is that I say that, and what happened was that during the training, there was a point in time where we did. a shadowing where we did a shadow of the people of someone that is at the company for maybe a year or so and such, and that I did that, and that was really vital to me to actually reaching this far. Because when I actually made it into the on the job training part, I usually see that person there for a while and be like, yes, it's good to see that you made it this far and such like that. But recently, I haven't seen her much. I think it's because I'm on the night shift now and such. So yeah, but as well, that's part of it. I actually witnessed it. I was not one of the person they shadow, but one of the person that came in with training, coming came in with training. A new person, a new person that they were being trained, actually shadowed her, and she was looking at her, seeing how she do her calls and stuff, and learning from her and such like that. And so I said that that phase is kind of moving by fast. And one of the things that I realized was when I was going through the training or a training group, one of the things was one of our supervisor was always saying was that the group after always kind of were doing better than us group because we're moving slow. But the thing about it is that um, is it's not about the speed sometimes. It's about getting the thing right. And when you get it right, then it clicks. Then it clicks. Then you can be like, okay, you can get this consistently and such like that. But you have to understand the basics and such. Yeah. So that's basically one of the main thing is like, the 30th week rule is one of those peak now where it's back to the basics again, where basically you're fighting. It's I think it's in the sense that you're basically fighting for a spot. You're fighting to keep your spot now. Again, that's how this 30 week be like with the new trainings coming. Because you have someone like me that that just came in and reached this far, you know. And what happens now is that you have people who just come in and just do better, people with experience and such like that. So yeah, so it's just one of those things where I've just made most of the time that still have left and just continue to execute. The next thing is what else? Like what happened was the whole of this week late due most of the time due to traffic. Bro, still this transportation thing is always still an issue. Still an issue. Taking taxi and such like that is still an issue. It's like bro. So that I have to just account for and such. And then what happened was that I missed one of the bonuses. One of the bonuses, if you lay from the last week, where I actually worked and actually got it. The ones I thought I could never get. One of the ones. Well, I actually did not get it this week, and I was could be on the pace to actually get it. But what happened was that because I keep on came in late, I was starting on a bad foot, so I could not really recover and such like that and such. But I think I actually heard got a thing from my supervisor where I said that the survey is actually improved on that. I was getting I was at a kind of consistent 50, but now I'm at a 60 based on what they said. Actually moving up, and what happened is that the mark that you actually need to be is like around 80%. So so there is improvement. Yeah. So I just just chilling. Um enjoying my time but not really enjoying because the work is getting harder and more frustrating, and the night shift is really getting frustrating and such like that. So you have to just be there. I guess what I have to try to do this day off is try to accomplish as much as possible so I can at least start the week on a note. Again, I'm starting the week on a plus already in the sense that most of I have a lot of clothes that have been ironed, so I'm good for the week. So that's one of the less things that I have to worry about. So it's just more other stuff that I actually try to accomplish so that I could actually come home and feel more like um feel more less stressed about getting things accomplished. Like for example, maybe deal with this podcast episodes and such like that. Not focus on doing that and such. And what happened was that the paycheck as well is helping me making some more dreams become reality again. And and such. So that's the thing as well where I always mention. You're going to the company, you're doing the best actually. You're going there for a goal. I went in the goal there too work on my communication. And I think been there so long now, I guess I could say in the sense that I still have the same issue in the sense that a lot of people kind of frustrated with understanding me and such. But I got enough 8 month of experience of talking with these people to actually understand how I could actually get better. So it's one of those things where I realized that okay, if I would actually have to work on communication, it has to be it's not something I can actually do at work or working. It have to be a dedicated thing where I just take my time and say, okay, I'm just gonna focus on doing that. But you know, more people are actually understanding me and then you just more people are understanding what I'm saying. It's just a small few that I have to just be fighting with all the time and such. But it's working. It's working. But and also I kind of learned from the lesson to understand okay how I actually do it dedicatedly to become more better at speaking this English language and stuff like that. So can't complain. Can't complain. hmm So yeah, I guess that's basically it. Um, yeah, that's basically it. I think I was gonna say something else, but yeah, that's basically it for this episode. Yeah. So, what? Oh yes, I guess I should mention what happened was that. So I spoke about bereavements or such like that, bruh. It never appeared on actually my last speech yet, but I actually got it and get it put on this one. So yeah, it should be on this time around. So it's one of those weird paychecks, bro. But yeah, life is as if you listen to my brief episode, it'll be like you realize, bro, the business really saying ain't no kind place. It's really the business world. I think about is that yeah, the business world and professional people is really uh a real combination. It's like you have to actually really think about it. And that's the thing about starting a business. You have to actually think about all these things. Being experienced as an employee, when you hire an employee, that's all the things they're going to experience and be like, bro, that's something. That's something. So mhm. So that's basically for this episode. Thank you for listening. I look forward for our next episode.